everyone and welcome to Studio de Sol. My name is Lina and today's video is going to be another episode about polymer clay. Today I want to show you how I made the complex polymer clay cane with the sunflower pattern, so let's get started. If you want to support me and my channel, don't forget to hit the red button, like this video, leave a comment down below, and let's keep going. Following up my fall series projects, I decided to create the sunflower cane, and here's what I used for that. What I did first is I created the draft on paper, and here I already even structurized as my cane will be, because it's going to be the complex cane, which means it's going to have a lot of little canes in it. As you can see, I have 3 different layers for the center of the sunflower. I have a smaller and larger row of petals, and each of them gonna have its own pattern. Here's the colors of the clay I'm gonna be using for today's project. It's gonna be mostly yellow with 2 tones, a little bit lighter and darker, a little bit of orange and the brown color, and a lot of white. And I'm gonna start with the first layer for the center of the flower, and for that I'm gonna take the lighter yellow and white. I'm gonna create the Skinner blend. For that I'm dividing 2 equal parts of yellow and white clay, shaping them into the square and slicing them diagonally to create a triangle looking shape. And then I'm attaching those cut sizes to each other, going over with the rolling pin a little bit just to make sure that the colors are getting attached to each other. And after that I'm running the piece through the pasta machine until the colors are mixed. When colors are mixed, I'm shaping the piece into the thicker ribbon and running it through pasta machine to make the ribbon flat, and I'm running it on a minimum thickness. So the white is gonna go into the center of the cane and the yellow is gonna be on the sides. This is how the roll looks like. And after that I'm just shrinking it to the size that I need and dividing it into the pieces of approximately 1 inch. Then I start making the second layer of the center. I'm gonna do that with the extruder. I'm cutting out little circles that's gonna fit perfectly into my extruder, and I also covered, as you can see, my clay with the plastic foil just to make the process faster, that the clay doesn't get stuck in the cutter. I have the same amount of yellow and white circles. Now I'm just combining them together, making the little layers. After that I'm uploading this piece with the circles into the extruder, and I took pretty big nozzle here, but I'm gonna shrink those pieces a little bit more. Then I'm just attaching them to the first layer, and you can see how it looks like. After that, I'm making the third layer for the center of the flower. For that, I'm going to be using yellow, brown, white, and orange colors. I'm not taking a lot of brown color, just a little bit. Same with the orange. I'm running again through the extruder. I'm dividing them approximately 1 inch on. Then I'm again making them a little bit smaller. After that, I'm slicing each piece in half. It's gonna give us like those half sphere shapes, and that's what I'm going for. After that, I'm attaching everything to the base, our first 2 layers. Shrinking this a little bit, and this is how the center looks like. After that, I start making the larger petals. For that, I'm using some of the leftover yellow from the first cane. Mix it all together to have it of one color. Orange, brown, and white clay, making them of one shape, like approximately a square. And again, I'm gonna do the Skinner blend here, and I'm gonna use all of those colors. And the ones that in the center, I'm gonna cut them like a triangle, and the one on the side is gonna go again diagonally. After that, I'm attaching all of them together. Going over with the rolling pin to combine them a little bit to make sure that the colors are stuck together. And after that, I'm just start folding this and going over with the rolling pin. Since the piece came out pretty big, mostly I was using the rolling pin to create the Skinner blend. Now I'm shaping it into the ribbon, a thicker one, and going through and running it through pasta machine to make it super thin. And I start rolling it from the lighter side of the ribbon. So the white color is gonna go inside, then yellow, orange, and the brown is gonna be on the outer side. Pushing it all together, make sure the colors don't have air in between them, shrinking it just a little bit and dividing it into 8 equal pieces. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create those little lines that on a petal going from the bottom to the top. And for that, I'm pushing the white color, making the piece a little bit flat so I can bring the dark side upwards. Here I also decided to make 3 pieces otherwise, so I'm flattening it again a little bit and stretching the lighter side upwards. And now it's the time to combine all the pieces together. Pieces with the dark sides I'm attaching together, and in between on the top I'm adding those that I made with the light side out. And then I start pushing them together, kind of make sure they all combine in creating one solid cane. And this is the first slice. See how it looks like. After I slice this in half, I'm again attaching those two pieces together and combining them. And as you can see, more times you're gonna slice this cane and attach those two parts together, more of those little lines you will get. I decided to stop right here, so I just sliced it twice. After that, I am stretching this cane to make up the size for the petals. And I'm also shaping this cane this way that the darker part is wider and the light part is narrow. I'm checking the size, attaching this to my center of the flower, see if I like it, and I think the size is perfect. And now I'm start making the second layer of the petals. It's gonna be already smaller petals. I'm gonna be using white, bright yellow, and a darker yellow. Again, making them of the square shape. The center color, it's gonna be sliced as a triangle, and the side's gonna be sliced diagonally. I'm again attaching it all together and run it through pasta machine. This is the piece that I got. Again, flatten it into the ribbon. And when the ribbon is ready, I start rolling it from the darker yellow part. So the dark yellow is going to be inside the cane and the white is going to be on the outer side. After that, I'm shrinking this a little bit, slicing this into 8 pieces. And again, I'm stretching the white color to the top, attaching all of those pieces together and forming the cane. This is how it looks on our inside. You can see we have those gradients from the bottom to the top. After that, I'm giving it the shape of the petal, which just has a narrow tip and a narrow end. Now I have everything, all of my little canes are ready. And I start assembling the flower. I had left one of those larger petals canes and I just reduced the size even more to fill up those little gaps by the center of the flower and in between the larger petals. So I'm taking the center cane, applying the petal cane, and in between I'm attaching those little ones just to fill in the gap. attached all of the first layer, and after that I'm going with the smaller petals and putting them in between the large petals. After I did that, I started filling in all the gaps using the white clay. So for the first layer of the white, I'm gonna go with the little, again, triangle shape or comb shape pieces, little strings that's gonna help me to fill in those little gaps in between the petals. After that, when I filled in all of those little gaps, I'm just flattening the white clay into the ribbon again and just wrapping it around the cane. Alright, this is how the cane looks like, and now I start shrinking it. And here's how my cane looks like on the inside. Let me know in the comments below if you like how my sunflower came out. And here's my final result. Here's how my cane looks like. I know it doesn't look like the actual sunflower. I think I went too hard with the brown on the first layer of petals. But anyway, it's just my interpretation of a sunflower, and I think it still looks pretty cute. Let me know in the comments below if you like my cane. And this is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share with me in the comments below if you like this video, and we see each other in the next one.